Say when.
Action.
Okay. okay? Some stuff. Some riffs in there. Tried to sneak a couple riffs in there. Well, I've never played on any, I've seen these guys around forever, but I've never even gotten to actually tweak with them. So that was pretty interesting.
The idea of throwing stuff that you know with stuff that you don't is kind of what, I feel like that's what pushes people into a little bit different territory.
Yeah. Well, the shoe came untied.
Yeah.
That was improvised. Do you know what I mean? I definitely want to get better at improvising music, and I feel like when I looked down at that, I was like, should I tie that shoe in the middle of this? Would that be cool? Or should I just roll with it? And I just made the decision to just roll with the untied shoe. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Your foot was just free to go.
That's probably the thing. That's probably how it came untied, because it was over here doing so much stuff that it was just
It was wagging.
Yeah, exactly.
No, that was awesome.
Cool.
Because there's so many layers of things that seemingly, which Tera Melos has this stuff too. Seemingly
yeah,
you don't know where it's going, or you don't hear the melody in it, and then one thing will change and it all goes together.
Yeah, it's fun to do just seemingly, my thing with a lot of the sampling stuff with the DL4 and liking lots of modulated weird sounds is making a lot of like random weirdness and then kind of listening to it while playing, trying to multitasking, hear it and okay, well what is there a melody hidden somewhere in this fucked up chaos,
Yeah.
And then so it's kind of fun. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. I'm like, I kind of hear a G somewhere in there, I think, but what is a G? I don't even know. You know what I mean? Is that a G in there? I don't know. So then you just try and bring stuff out of it, and sometimes it happens. I mean, that's I guess the nature of improvising. Sometimes It's really cool, and sometimes ugh, yikes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think it's neat to make really chaotic, bizarro sounding things, and then to find little pieces of it, and then I mean. That's the thing about using loopers and stuff is, well, you can kind of work with those certain pieces of it, you know what I mean, and pull little melodies out. I think it's a really fun thing to do.
Yeah. Well, you nailed it.
Thanks.
This makes for some of the most interesting and diverse sessions we've done.
Yeah. Riffs, right?
Nobody we really have on, I think, would say they have riffs. And that's kind of...
Riffs are an interesting thing, because when you think of riff, you think of
Yeah.
That's what I always thought of riffs. Riffs.
Your repertoire of
Actually,
riffs.
you know what's funny is when I started making music with Zach Hill in 2008, we were, I don't know, writing or practicing something. Actually, it was probably one of the very first days I ever played music with him. And the night before I was like, okay, I gotta bring some cool things to the table. I gotta walk into that practice spot with something rad. And I brought in this two-handed tappy bullshit stupid thing that I'm like, oh, he'll think this is cool. And then immediately we jam it for a few minutes and he's like, yeah, I was thinking more something with riffs. And I was like, huh, okay. I never thought about it that way, and actually just that little, practice session of just playing definitely changed my perspective on writing music, because up until that point I probably was doing just parts, you know what I mean? And then hearing someone that I respected so much and one of my favorite musicians be like, no, maybe just some sort of riff thing. I was like, okay, that's an interesting way to look at it, and not just because I'm sure he would have been bummed if I played what, not that kind of riff, you know what I mean? So then, actually, like I said, I feel in a lot of ways that made me rethink of guitar riffs and stuff. And I mean, maybe there were some hidden riffs in there, but I do think it is fun to think of guitar in that way, and that definitely kind of changed things for me, thinking of guitar riffs.
Yeah.
But there's still some pretty lame guitar riffs out there.
Yeah.
Well, when you take the idea of riffs out of just hard rock and apply it to something else, you're like, okay, there's it makes sense. You can actually do some cool things with riffs. Whatever. This is like a bizarre conversation.
Yeah, I think
mean.
we've never really broken down the word riffs, only knowing that it's kind of tongue in cheek, but I think riffs for us means like something you can build upon.
Yeah.
It's something that stands out and feels kind of like a strong foundation for something you can build.
I agree, and that's kind of what I had never thought of it that way. And when I started having a new perspective on the word riff, I was like, oh yeah, actually I'm pretty into riffs. Like I probably have like 3 riffs that I've written that I'm like, I could play it. A riff is something that you could probably like get like, you know, meditate on and play it for like hours, you know what I mean? So like I definitely have a few riffs that I've written that I'm like, can we just keep playing that? You know, that's pretty cool, you know.
It feels good.
Yeah, and you just start to kind of like really vibe it and stuff. So riffs are pretty cool. Can I show you a riff real quick?
Yes.
Can I play a riff?
Yes.
Now that we're talking about riffs here, I gotta grab
Of course.
Because I'm like, this is a riff that like I came up with. This will be worth it. I think this is a pretty cool riff. Hey. Oh, there it goes. Kind of in tune after all that. So I just ended up playing this like really metal sounding thing, and this is as of right now, this is a new Tera Melos song that we've been playing live for like the past few months. But what was it? I'm trying to think of the context. I was just kind of like playing around with, you know, this like, for some reason I'm really into the like, you know, like whatever, I don't know what that is, just some like devil sounding 666 shit, you know? And I was just kind of like trying to riff around there, and I'm like, oh, it'd be cool if I could play that with like power chords, but how would I do that? Oh, okay, well, you know, throw this guy on. And so anyways, I came up with this thing that I was pretty stoked on. And I usually use a super shifter too, but it's like
And it just,
dude,
it's like a circle that never ends.
If it was up to me, we would like, that would be like an hour's worth of music. Because, I mean, it's just like, dude, that just goes.
That's the record right there.
Dude, it's like, you know what I mean? That's a riff. I feel like that's a pretty solid riff. I don't have that many, but I have a few riffs. That's definitely one that I'm like proud of.
That's a great one.
Thank you. Glad I could share that. That's a Coffee and Riffs exclusive.
Man. All right, let's do a quick intro.
Okay. So we had this whole... You want me to run through them?
Yeah, just...
Okay. Okay, so we got... What brand is this? Hand-wired effects? I've seen these guys. I don't know if... I'm assuming the company's hand-wired effects, but I've seen this... I've heard Juan talk about this.
Could be that or Recovery.
Recovery. I don't know. It's a weird... I'm assuming it's a weird thing. Then we got the Small Sound Big Sound Buzzz, which I think is just like a fuzz that can do some really kind of jacked up sounding things, not your average fuzz. The Particle Red Panda. All my friends have been like raving about this thing for years, and I only get to play it when I come over to one of their houses. So that thing's really awesome. Bit Commander. Super, super cool, like synthy sounding 8-bitty stuff. Rainbow Machine. Everyone knows. No one watching Coffee and Riffs doesn't know what the Rainbow Machine is at this point. You know, Rainbow Machine's rad. Then the new old Blood Noise Endeavors Procession.
Yep.
Sweet.
That's the one.
That'll be fun. DL4, and then, you know, whammy pedal. Pretty sweet.
The works.
Some good stuff.
Rad. Coffee and Riffs. Nick. Us. Sleep. Someday.
Cool. You could cut something together with all that, yeah?
Riffs exist for sure.
Yeah.